All right.
Get the surveillance.
We're the Jazz Bros, and a few weeks ago, I did an interview with Patricia Dean. Today, I have the honor and the privilege of sitting with her brother. Mr. Dean, introduce yourself.
My name is Don Dean Jr. from Central Florida, the West Coast, the Sun Coast of Florida, Tampa Bay area. And I've been playing upright and electric bass for most of my life, and really enjoy doing it, and welcome all of the folks here to find out where the places are happening to go and hear some great live music. And this is the man that knows about it.
So a few weeks ago, we talked with your sister, Patricia, and she mentioned your upbringing, playing shows with your dad. Cruise ships mainly, correct?
Yes, and also on the Sun Coast, and we grew up listening to only jazz and classical music, and that was our upbringing, so that when we were introduced to other commercial styles of music, one of the first people that we were allowed to perform with in terms of the music was the Carpenters.
Wow.
So my sister started playing drums and singing just like Karen Carpenter, and that was the extent of the commercial aspect of what we would do, because otherwise my dad's very lofty musical levels got him into playing the styles of anywhere from Errol Garner to Oscar Peterson to Count Basie.
Heavy duty.
Listened to a lot of great big band music, and always wanted to understand, you know, the feel of it and the rhythm and how to get people to enjoy what they're doing. And we spent our upbringing learning that craft, and benefited greatly from it. And really enjoyed to have the people being able to appreciate that in ways that they wouldn't be able to otherwise if it were just a record. But if you're there live and the people are performing, that's the real essence of what enjoying good music is. And,
That's awesome.
We really enjoyed doing that, and we ended up working on cruise ships for a number of years, and got to back up some really nice people like Anita O'Day was a jazz vocalist, the saxophonist for Sam Butera. I backed him up once, and got to back up Joe Williams at one point.
Wow, I heard about that. Yeah,
he was awesome, and so we've entertained at a lot of different levels, and always enjoyed being able to do that if the people there were there to appreciate it. So,
now, how were you trained? Or did you go to? Because you at a young age, you got on board with your dad. So we just self-taught.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, in my case, he got me a bass teacher, and I learned a bit of it at one point, just the aspect of reading music and things like that, so I could read charts and pick up on sounds as they came in. But for the most part, it was trial by dad, and he would take me out to gigs, sometimes in not so admittable places like Tampa adult clubs that were owned by famous mafia owners back in the day.
They had music there.
But they had live music, and they always loved musicians. So we always grew up being respected and enjoyed by a number of different social facets. And
that's pretty funny. I can't imagine a strip pole with live jazz in the background.
Well, no, but you know, for what we did, no, there weren't any active dancers, but it was just in those environments.
I got you.
In some cases where they'd have a piano bar,
and
they just wanted some nice background music, and they'd hire people like my dad to come in and play piano, and then Dad would bring in his son and he'd say, "Follow my left hand, here's the bass notes," and that's how I learned to.
Well, I have been interject. I don't mean to. I'm one of the Jazz Bros. I'm Frank, sitting in the background here. But I also understand, Mr. Dean, that you're a videographer as well.
Yes, I'm getting into videography right now, and hopefully with the assistance of fine jazz artists such as Frank LaRosa, I'm going to be able to embark on a new kind of career where I can combine performance with production and producing some videos and sounds that will be able to help benefit those that are talented enough to be worth seeing and hearing.
All right.
Yeah, I want to get into that market because thanks to the internet, there's all kinds of new opportunities to be seen and heard in ways that, years ago you'd only be able to do on network television. Now you can do it from the privacy of your own home and broadcast to the world if you're good enough and have the connection to do that. So
Okay.
that's something I want to get into.
Well, in closing, is there anything that because it seems like your dad was like the key to you and Patricia. So is there anything like to tell the audience about your father and some of the great stories that maybe one story or two stories that he had about your dad? Because it seemed like he was the key to getting you guys involved in music.
Well, he was, and before we were in existence, he came out of North Carolina, where he played along with a lot of other known jazz greats that I wish I could remember. Tal Farlow was one of them, great jazz guitarist. He was from North Carolina, and was able to perform also on woodwinds instruments. He was an incredible clarinetist.
Wow.
He could play like Benny Goodman on clarinet. He could play like Charlie Parker on saxophone.
Really?
And he could play like Errol Gardner on piano.
Man.
So he knew his music, and that's the kind of level that we were raised up on, and we never could look back on it, and we weren't allowed to bring in anything like the Beatles or the Rolling Stones because there was just that standard that we had to adhere to. But leave that as it may, that trying to maintain a tradition that people will enjoy is something that I'm always in pursuit of, and I'm still actively trying to, and hopefully over the course of time and opportunity we'll find out where it'll lead us, and where we'll be able to be seen and heard. So stay tuned, and Cat will be able to get to where you need to go.
That's it. Well, look, this is truly a family affair. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're the Jazz Bros. Find us on YouTube. Follow us. Subscribe. We'll see you next time.